With only 9 games left in the 2024-25 Premier League season, the conclusion is in sight, which could also mean Liverpool saying goodbye to some of its most influential players over the past few years, as their contracts are set to expire. Regardless of who stays and who goes, deals will be completed from now until the start of next season, which will help paint a picture of what the squad will look like for 2025-26. However, in today's video, we have some huge news as Liverpool looks set to complete a huge deal for a defender. We will dive into this in today's video, whilst also going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. But first, Jaden Danns is unlikely to play much of a role for Sunderland before the end of the season, with the on-loan Liverpool striker still sidelined with injury. Danns joined upwardly mobile Championship side Sunderland on loan at the end of the January window, but upon the announcement of the deal, an injury was revealed. The 19-year-old did not move to the northeast as expected, instead staying at the AXA training centre to undergo treatment on a persistent back issue. It comes after a long spell out in the first half of the campaign for Liverpool, with a stress fracture discovered in his back in the first days of pre-season. The decision to loan Danns out, or for Sunderland to push the move through despite problems with a medical, is made all the more confusing with the latest update. Sunderland head coach Regis Lebris told reporters including the Sunderland Echo's Phil Smith this week. With Jaden, there is no update at the moment. It is maintained that the Black Cats are hopeful of involving Danns before the season is up, but Smith reports that no return is imminent. Instead, the teenager will remain on Merseyside while further checks are made on his recovery before a call is made on linking up with the Sunderland squad. In an earlier update from fan site Roker Report last month, it was claimed that sources within the Sunderland Academy had suggested he is unlikely to be seen on the pitch this season. His chances of playing again this term are at least boosted by the fact Sunderland are on course to finish in the playoff places in the Championship, currently 15 points clear of 7th with 9 games left to play. That would extend the window for game time beyond the final day of the normal season on May 3rd to a potential semi-final played over 2 legs on May 8th, 9th and 12th, 13th. The playoff final, which will determine who joins the two sides automatically promoted, almost certainly out of Leeds, Sheffield United and Burnley, will then take place at Wembley on May 24th. However, with Sunderland already well stocked in attack, it is questionable whether Danns will even be utilised in those final weeks if fit. But given his penchant for important goals already at senior level for Liverpool, late season heroics still cannot be ruled out at this stage. Now, in some huge Liverpool news, Bournemouth centre-back Dean Huijsen has emerged as a player of interest to Liverpool, with new claims the club are prepared to meet his release clause. Huijsen is considered one of the top centre-backs of the future and has reinforced that with an impressive debut campaign at Bournemouth. That has already attracted interest from elsewhere, and the presence of a £50 million buyout clause in his contract makes a summer transfer all the more likely. Liverpool are among the clubs linked, and according to the iPaper's Tim Rich, they are expected to make their move at the end of the season. Man United and Spurs are also named as suitors, but Liverpool have by far the strongest interest, and they are undoubtedly a more attractive option at this stage. That comes with neither of those two sides set to play Champions League football next season, while the Reds are on course to win the Premier League this time out. Huijsen, who will turn 20 next month, is described as an adaptable and technically excellent defender who, standing at 6 feet 5 inches, is a right footer who can play left centre back and excels at bringing the ball out of defence. While he is touted as a possible successor to Virgil van Dijk, the hope is that this will not be required immediately, despite ongoing certainty over the captain's contract. Van Dijk told reporters in the mixed zone after Liverpool's Champions League exit on Tuesday night that he still has no idea whether he will be playing for the club next season. "Genuinely, I have no idea," he said. "Talks are not on hold. Nothing is on hold. I keep saying the same thing. There are 10 games to go, and that is my full focus. If there is news, you guys will know it. I don't even know myself. Everyone knows there are some conversations behind the scenes, but that is about it. At the moment, I don't even know what will happen next year. If anyone says they do know, they are lying to your face. Bournemouth signed Huijsen from Juventus last summer in a deal worth up to £15.3 million after a strong half-season loan with AS Roma. Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes will have played a key role in the pursuit of the Dutch-born Spain under-21 international, though he had departed Dean Court before the transfer was completed. Hughes has been spotted at Bournemouth games on a number of occasions this season, and though it may appear lazy scouting to sign two players from his former club, both Huijsen and Kerkez are outstanding candidates available for reasonable fees. Finally, Liverpool are thought to be pursuing Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerkez, who will hold talks with his inner circle next week to discuss his future. Kerkez is widely considered the primary candidate as Liverpool weigh up a new signing at left-back this summer, amid concerns over the longevity of Andy Robertson. According to the Mail's Lewis Steele, the 21-year-old will hold a meeting with his inner circle while on international duty with Hungary next week, and a possible transfer will be on the agenda. Bournemouth value their number 3 at around £40 million, which is unlikely to be prohibitive for Liverpool, though he is not their only option. Ajax's Jorel Hato is a known target, while the likes of Girona's Miguel Gutierrez and Wolves' Ryan Ait-Nouri have been named as players of interest. Interestingly, Steele adds another possibility to the mix in Villarreal's Sergi Cardona, a 25-year-old Spaniard who joined his current club from Las Palmas on a free transfer last summer. Cardona has been monitored by Liverpool in the last 18 months, the journalist explains, though that is no indication that they would push forward with move. In fact, given much has changed off the pitch during that year and a half, including a new head coach, sporting director, and the entire restructuring of football operations within Fenway Sports Group, it remains to be seen if he is still a target. At this stage, all signs point to Kerkez being the favourites to become Robertson's successor, and there would be few unhappy with that decision. Kerkez, who considers Hungary captain Dominik Szoboszlai among his closest friends, has already played 89 games of top-flight football across the Premier League and the Eredivisie despite only turned 21 in November. He is one of the standouts in his position in the Premier League and would take little time to settle into new surroundings if he did move to Anfield. The youngster recently changed agents and is now represented by Fali Ramadani, who also oversaw the deal that brought Federico Chiesa to Liverpool in August. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.